So what I'll do, I'll unfold it, put it in the seating position, and then I'll give you an idea of the sort of size and dimensions and go from there. So the first thing I'll do is drop down the pedal thing. So these are my tie straps, I have them in my garage, I use them for other things, very handy to have. It's set up for my height on 5'11". My pedals are slid to where I like them, and I don't have to slide them in when I come to fold it. They're at the right position. Probably if you had it fully lent out, it would hit the top bar, and I didn't do this on purpose. It just is just right for me. You'll probably have to play that yourself. I'd imagine having to get the tools out to adjust it every 3 seconds is a bit of a problem, but for me it's not, so I'm happy with that. I think on the play seat ones they have plastic toggle knobs to help the pedal tray slide in and out. This hasn't. These have got Allen head bolts that you do crank down nice and tight, so it stops it sliding. I did read some reviews that some people have problems that they can't tighten them up properly or hard enough with the sort of thumb screws on the play seat challenge. This isn't the problem because you crank it down with an Allen key. The only issue is I suppose folding it away and having to slide it in and out, but again, that's not a problem for me. I've got the Logitech RS50 pedals and they bolted to the tray perfectly. It's all, in fact the base slid on, the holes are in the right place, perfect. It's like built for it almost. And the pedals also fitted with no having to drill holes or having not enough bolts. I've got them fixed in all 4 positions I normally fix on my other wheel stand rig. So that's the pedal tray down, and then the next bit is, I'm just going to move him forward a little bit because he normally sits a bit further forward than that. So then I've just got another tie down strap just on this part, and then there we go. So that's him set up. Just got to adjust the wheelbase because I'll tuck him down to fold in to get it a bit more tighter, a bit narrower footprint. But that's literally just a knob on the bottom. So I'll take the wheel off the base when I fold it away. As you can see, my gear shifter, the adapter and my power supply is on this side, but again, if you didn't use that, it would be narrower. It's really comfortable. I'm really happy with how comfortable it is, and it actually feels, compared to going from sitting on a sofa with a wheel stand, it does feel like you're sat in a cockpit of a car, if to a point, the best you can describe it. The pedal tray has a flat plate, and that adjusts, so it'll go, I think it's like 15 degrees down to 0 degrees, and there's like 3 positions. I've got it set in the middle position, and I was expecting that pedal tray to be really flexible. I've got a low cell pedal, 75 kilo low cell pedal, and when I put my foot down, there is a little bit of flex, but not enough for it to be a big problem. It works really well. Like, I'm so impressed with it, it's insane, and like, it's really solid. Like, I was expecting again for it to be really flexible and wobbly, and it's not. There is flex in this part, same as the playseat versions, the Challenge and the Challenge X. They also suffer with this flex here because of this part comes along, and obviously it's a long piece of tube with nothing supporting it, so you're going to get flex. But again, driving on Gran Turismo, it's not a problem. You don't notice it, and to be honest, I see all these comments about being solid and it needs to be fixed solid. But in a real car, when you're driving, you are moving around because the roads are bumpy and your suspension moves around. So, if anything, I think it adds to the realism to a point where you do get a little bit of movement. It's just my opinion. I don't know if that's right. Perhaps it's making me slower. But I'm not a fast racer anyway. I just enjoy driving the cars and playing the game for an hour after work or before I go to bed. I'm not a hardcore time, you know, like I want to be winning all the races. I'm not that bothered about it. I just want to enjoy playing the game and driving the cars on the game. That's it. That's about as deep as I want to go. So maybe one day I will be able to try a fully solid rigid rig, and that might change my opinion. But until now, this is all I've got. This is all I've ever tried. and it ticks all the boxes for me. For the price, £130 I think it is in the UK from Argos. I think the Playseat Challenge is 199 quid, or a little bit cheaper on sales. I think the Playseat Challenge X is £250 or £260. So that's half the price of the Playseat, and I compare this to the Playseat Challenge X in the size dimensions because it's as big. They're almost identical, I think. It's like 600 wide, and the Playseat Challenge X I think is 600 wide, where the Playseat Challenge is 56 centimetres. So you do have that extra little bit. It's really good. The only thing it doesn't do, where I think the Playseat Challenge does, can adjust the sort of shape, so you can lift the front up, like you can do that with it. This you can't. It literally drops into one position and that is it. But it feels right. It don't feel wrong. It's comfortable. So what I'll do, I'll grab my steering wheel, I'll put it on, I'm going to sit in it and just give you an idea of what it looks like when I'm sat in it. This does exactly the same as the Playseat Challenge, where this part lifts up. There is a leg at the bottom that you can slide out. And this is the Logitech RS50. And you can open it up and let go, and he won't tip over. And I've also got the gear shifter over here, which apparently the Playseat does. So I'm quite impressed with that. I know the pedals are heavy, and like the thing is quite heavy, and it's very solid. So again, locks in. It adjusts to where I want it. It's a comfortable position. I don't know if you can see my feet moving. I've modded my shifter. I've made the spring tighter, so it's a bit more of a prominent click. And it don't, it's solid. Well, that's me pushing on the load cell, probably too full. And it does move. It is moving, but it's fine. It's not a problem. Like, it's not affecting my braking at all. I've run my wheelbase 8 Nm on the base. In the game I have it turned down to 6 or 7, so it's not putting out full 8 Nm when I'm playing the game. It's my preference. I prefer it. I feel it. I find a little bit more detail with it, a little bit less strong. Again, I'm not sure real cars are as strong as 8 Nm. I haven't driven any GT cars or anything like that, so I can't 100% comment, or a Formula 1 car, but sort of faster hot hatches and stuff, I've had a few, and it's sort of comparable in my opinion to sort of real life. And again, you have got that flex, you can see it moving around, but it's not a problem when you're playing the game. What I'll do, I'll turn the game on, and I will do a lap so you can see it, how it reacts. But again, for the money, I'm very, very impressed with it. It's a comfortable place to be, and everything worked as it should have done. I do believe there's another version of this called Vio, spelled V-I-V-O, Vivo. It is on Amazon, but it's not available at this time, and there is a couple of other videos on YouTube. V-I-V-O is the brand, and I'd imagine they're the people who make it, and MaxxTech are probably something to do with Argos in the UK, and they put their name on it. But that was the only other video I could find of it. Yeah. So again, I'm really happy with it. I think value for money is absolutely brilliant. I'm so glad I didn't spend the money on the Playseat Challenge X. Will it last, I suppose, is the next big question. I don't know. I mean, possibly. I suppose in 12 months, 24 months time, we'll see how it looks, and perhaps we'll revisit this video. Maybe, I don't know. Message me if you want to know after 2 years, and I'll give you an idea if I've still got it or. Right. So this time I'm going to be driving the Porsche 962 So it's more of a sort of GT car, a bit heavier to drive, soft tyres, and you'll see how it handles. So for the more settings I'll run on the RS50 for Gran Turismo, I've got the true force at 100%, force feedback at 100%, I've got the braking percentage set at 30%, and then in the game I have force feedback set to either 6 or 7, and then the one below the force feedback at 3. I can't remember what that is. And they're the settings I run and I quite enjoy and I like playing with. But as you can see, it's absolutely fine. What I will do is I'll turn the force feedback up in the game to 8 Newton meters, so it's putting out the full, and we'll see how much flex it happens then. So I've now got the wheelbase set to 8 Newton meters in the game. I'm still driving the 962 race soft tyres. Again, I'm not the fastest driver or the best driver, I drive for fun. But it's handling it fine, but it don't feel any different from running it at like sort of 5.5, 6 Newton meters to the full 8. It feels absolutely fine. And again, the flex I think adds to it. It gives you a bit of sort of realism that the car's moving about. You know, I can feel a little bit of wobble through the seat. I can feel all the true force through the seat. But like that's proper wobbling. But it's not putting me off. It's not like, oh, I can't drive this. This flex is way too hard to control the car. It's not. It's absolutely fine. So the wheelbase is set 8 Newton meters. It's flat out in the game. As you can see, it's a bit wobbly. But again, it's meant to be, I think. Like, gives you an idea that you're going over some bumps. But I do prefer it a little bit lighter on the Newton meters. Back on 7. See, that does feel a lot better. Being a little bit lighter on the force feedback. Feels a bit more natural and a bit more realistic, I think. Oh, then again, I've never drove a Porsche 962, so I can't really comment now. I'll shut up. But compared to driving like a real car, if I go for a drive in my van right now, that would kind of, I suppose, be how it feels. So a lot of rambling. To give you a bit of a rundown on the MaxxTech folding cockpit. I will just show you the sort of mods I've done to make it work for me. So I've got the gear stick mounted. I believe I've got it mounted upside down. It makes it a little bit lower, a bit more natural. I do feel this could be here, but there's no way of making it any further along. And obviously all the gubbins are inside in this shifty down here, so it has to sit on the back of it. I did look at swipping it 180 degrees, but there's no way of doing it unless you can reprogram it, but I don't know about that. But because this is the RS50, I have got the driving adapter, so that's sort of cable tied on the front. I need to 3D print a mount for it, but I haven't had time to do that yet. And also my power supply I've cable tied to the edge of it just to keep it out of the way, and then when I'm done I'll just pull that out. That stays plugged in over there, and then the thing folds up. Bit of a letdown is these. I say a letdown, it's not a letdown, it's just how they're made. They have to move, so they're made loose, but it is a bit wobbly and it does move from side to side, which is a bit annoying really. You could do with it just fixed in the middle. So I've just put some cable ties either side, nice and tight, and that's just stopped it from going side to side. So when I put it down, it's always in the middle. A little bit of a faff, but it's one of them. I've made it work for me and I'm happy with it. These are the Allen key bolts that allow the pedal tray to slide forward and back. I've cranked them down, they're nice and solid, it's not going anywhere. As you can see from the footage, the pedal tray, it is floating, but it is solid. I was thinking about 3D printing some mounts to hold it, just to take that flex out, but I don't feel it needs it, so I'm going to run it how it is for now. So I think the only thing left to do is to fold it back up and put it back away. As you can see, he tucks up behind my kitchen table, folds up. It's still really big and sort of in the way, if you like. I live in a small house, so having somewhere to store it's a bit of a problem. But it kind of tucks up there, and I suppose it's better than being in the middle of the living room. There's no real information about the size of this. I think it compares quite well to the Playseat Challenge X, but I've never been able to find any video online about this MaxxTech folding cockpit. So I thought I'd just, while it's folded up, stood up here behind my table, let's do some measurements. So basically, from the wall, which is where it's tucked up to the outside edge to here, is 760 millimeters, 76 centimeters. That is because I've got the gear shifter on and the plug thing to run the base and stuff. Depth wise, again, it's up against the wall, and the max depth is 360, 36 centimeters, 360 millimeters. If I was to take the shifter off, that would be then roughly 60 centimeters, 600, which I think compares to the Playseat Challenge quite well. But I like it with a shifter because occasionally I use a shifter. Height wise, it's just shy of 140 centimeters, 1400 mil, probably like 139, but call it 140 to give yourself a little bit of a space at the top. It stands up on its own, freestanding. It is stood against the wall, but it will stand on its own, which I'll show you in a minute. I'll put it back out in the living room and show you in the folded up position. And there we have it, the MaxxTech Folding Ultimate Cockpit. I hope that gives you a bit of an inside idea of how it works and if it's worth the money. And does it work with a direct drive base? Yes, it does. I really like it. I think for the money, I'm so happy I bought it and didn't buy the play seat version, which I feel is probably a little bit overpriced, to be fair. Yeah, super easy. I'm now going to stick it back behind my kitchen table. Thanks for watching. Any questions, message me. If I can help, I will. But I've only ever had the RS50 base and the RS pedals, so I can't answer any questions about any other base. I don't know. But I would say it's worth a gamble if you're only on a budget. Like I say, I'm glad I didn't buy the playseat version. I think this is absolutely brilliant. Thanks for watching.